All righty, and here we are, week one study hall. Happy to have you all with us. Sorry for that little mishap. I hit the wrong button. It's summer break. We're all still on it. But all of you, I hope you're back in it and happy to see your faces here. So let's kick this off with, we see a bunch of hands raised. So let's kick this right off with questions, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about barbecue and sauce and stuff. All right. Eric, you are up first in the list.
Yeah, my question was with the coleslaw. On the recipe, it says I think it said a quarter teaspoon celery seed. But do you want us to put the whole seed, or do you just want ground? Or is I'm sorry, what is it? This said coriander or celery?
Celery seed.
Oh, celery seed. So do you want the whole celery seed, or just the you want a whole celery seed in there?
Yeah, they're little, and they're gonna just dissolve into that and give this nice new flavor that is just a little bit of a different variation from what you're used to without adding that celery seed. But they're really teeny, and they'll just you won't mind it. If you want, you could, if you have a mortar and pestle, you could grind it or break that down a little bit, but it's gonna be fine as a celery seed. It's just a quarter of a teaspoon of it anyhow.
Okay, so if I can't find the seed, just
You can
all
omit
right,
it.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, no, don't worry.
Huh?
We're here for questions. If you cannot find,
Yeah.
remember, if somebody,
Nah, because I thought for
somebody
some,
else
yeah,
might have a question.
yeah, no, because I thought I'm thinking of coriander seed because I just bought some coriander seeds and I'm thinking like those are hella big. Like you want me to put that in there?
Yeah, no,
But
they're definitely
okay.
different. If you can only find celery salt, somebody was asking about that earlier. What you'd want to do is add the celery salt, and probably start off about a half a teaspoon of
Inch.
celery salt. And
Yeah.
no, you want to go for a half a teaspoon. You want to
Oh.
omit the salt. All right,
Oh.
add about a half a teaspoon of that celery salt and see that check out the flavor of the celery seed. If it's pronounced enough, then it needs still some more salt. You could add a little bit more salt at that point, because I think
ask at the store, they will be able to show him exactly where the celery seed is because I had to ask for it and then they showed me where it was.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, definitely. Store people that work at the store are your best friends. If you've got a place that you additionally, this is one thing that I always suggest to people: call ahead. If there's an ingredient where you're like, I've been to that grocery store, I've never seen it, call ahead, ask them if they have it. Especially if you have to drive long distances, so much better to call ahead than waste a bunch of time driving around from store to store, right? Trust me. Streamline, be effective and efficient with that.
Any other question, Eric, or you're all set?
The only downfall about that is some people, rather than to say they don't know, they just tell you no, and then it may in fact be there.
Well, yeah. Hopefully that's not the case.
Another thing I would suggest for you guys is if you have it, you can use Amazon. I know a lot of the stuff, they have Amazon Fresh now too, where they deliver a lot of groceries and stuff. And a lot of other stores do it as well, where you can just place your orders online and they deliver it right to your door.
Yeah, let's actually just knock this out right now. Since it is week one, highly suggest, depending upon where you live, right? You're gonna have better access to certain ingredients than other people, right? If you have some ethnic groceries or markets around you, awesome. You're gonna be able to probably source a lot of unique ingredients, different spices. If you don't, that's also okay. This is when you want to do exactly what Chef Jerry said. Hop online, make an order, look ahead, check out each week's assignments and say, hey, do I have this in my pantry? Do I not? Have I seen that? Can I go to the store with all these unique ingredients that I'm seeing, like fish sauce or, nori sheets, right? Those are the upcoming weeks for different regions. And go to the store and make a run and see, okay, do they have this here? Walmart is usually, I've got my own issues with Walmart, but they usually do have quite an array of products there. So take a look at that. But definitely go ahead and look ahead, because every week you're going to be saying, oh, whoa, this is totally new ingredient I've never seen. So you're better to be prepared. Go ahead a little bit of time and check that out beforehand so that you don't, miss out on getting those great ingredients if you have to order it and then it doesn't get delivered on time. Walmart, yep, does, yeah, exactly. Let's see, what else do we have there?
I don't know who have like TJ Maxx and stuff like that, but they have stuff. They have like a little food section too, and they have some very, very unique spices.
Yeah, you never know what you might find at TJ Maxx. That's an awesome store. I love it. I miss it. Also, if you're short on different mixing bowls or things like that, always go check out Goodwill or secondhand stores for that's where I get a lot of my great sturdy products for a fraction of the cost. Give it a good rub down and a wash and you're set. Whisk stainless steel bowls, pots, different presses. I found a pasta machine there once that was untouched for like $5. I mean, can't go wrong. So definitely seek out those deals. Adara, I would suggest, if you've gone to go 3 to 6 different stores in different towns, I might suggest doing an order if you can, if that's an option for you, instead of going on a wild duck chase. It might just help you, especially in this course, especially. All right, Jeremy, you're up.
There's something different about the narrative sheets than what I'm used to when we first started my course. There's something different about like the amount of like where the description of flavors and it just where it said like texture and.
Yeah, I'll pull that up right now. We'll hop into that right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than because usually what I'm used to it had different stuff than what I'm usually fill in.
Yeah, it's almost the same. It's just a few of the questions are a little bit different, and the breakdown of the narrative has changed a little bit. So of course we're going to start up here. Name, number, the assignment that you're actually executing, any notes. This is where you would want to. This is where you remember the narrative is where you talk to us, right?
Okay.
So a note would be. Chef, I couldn't find green cabbage, so I used only red cabbage for this assignment, or something.
Last time I saw that it said like notes for evaluator, but it's just
we no longer that was an outdated form. So notes, we are your instructors and your evaluators. We're everything in one. We used to have separate positions that were evaluators and instructors, but that's on with. So you still this is where you talk to us and let us know. And then talk to us, what went well, any challenges, what did you learn, right? Maybe like I have always had problems with cornbread and this time it turned out excellent, or I struggle with knife cuts and I finally aced it. Challenges could be anything from time management to sourcing products. Then we go into techniques, right? So you're gonna be working, knife cuts, what knife cuts are you executing? Grilling. Sauce cookery, emulsions, right? Those would be what you're hitting on this week. Then again, this is something that we didn't really talk about, but mise en place, so important. Everything in its place, right? You want to be able to ready to go. So document your mise en place as if you were making a prep sheet in a restaurant. So that's just bullet points. We don't need, this does not need to be lengthy sentences. This would be a prep sheet, right? Measure spices or waste spices, sliced cabbage, mixed dry ingredients, et cetera, right? Marinate chicken. Obviously, this is all out of order, but you would just go in order of what it was, okay?
What I'm used to is that it said like describe what's on the menu description.
That's coming later. That's coming later, Jeremy. So this is essentially your mise en place, right? And this is going to help you get ready because just if you think about this, without mise en place being ready in regards to your photo requirements, if we see a photo of just a container of celery seed on the table, that's not a mise en place. You're not ready to go. You've not measured and weighed your ingredients. You need everything ready for action, because it's like, hey, guess what? We're opening for dinner at 6 p.m. Oh yeah, chef, I'm ready. And I walk by and I see a pile of garlic bulbs that have not been peeled or minced. Well, you're not ready. You're not ready to execute. So mise en place is everything in there. So this is going to help you. I would even suggest doing your mise en place in this part of the narrative before you even execute. That's just going to give you that prep list idea of getting it going. What do I need to do? I'm going to write that down. Boom, 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 boom. Write it down on a sheet of paper and then transfer that later. It's going to help you organize yourself. All right. Then production steps. How do you, how did you actually execute? This is not a copy and paste from your from the recipes provided. This needs to be in your own words, and it can be streamlined, right? You don't need to write a novel here. Clean and clear, executed, right? How did you execute this, right? I set up my mise en place. I thinly sliced my cabbage. I prepared my dressing. I adjusted seasoning to taste. I mixed and combined, adjusted again, tasted again. Held for service. Sorry for background noise. Now, this is where we get into menu descriptions, right? How would you describe them? Remember, we want to think about how you pretend you go into your favorite restaurant. Does a menu description just say coleslaw? Sometimes, maybe. But is it going to tell you, is it a vinegary coleslaw or mayo-based coleslaw or creamy coleslaw or, what gets you excited? Red and green coleslaw with celery seed, right? Creamy, cool, refreshing. These words, right? Is that barbecue chicken? Is that sauce spicy? Is it tomato based? Is it vinegar based? Is it mustard based? Right? This is where you're going to start to write about that menu description. Remember, on a menu description is the first place that you have contact and are connecting with your customer. So you want to talk about things that get them excited, juicy, crispy, descriptors, right? Refreshing, crunchy, fresh, descriptive words. This will help you also in the next course as well when you go into menu design and management. And then, of course, we've got that flavor wheel, but we also sent those links around the page. I'm going to send those to Chef Jerry as well. So item number 1, this is going to be everything that you execute. Every recipe that you are making, you want to be talking about here. So what did that cornbread taste like? The taste, that's the actual taste that you're experiencing, right? Was it taste like butter? Was it sweet? Was it nutty? Was it roasted, right? Where was that? Mouthfeel. What's actually going on? Is it crumbly? Is it dry, right? Was it moist? Slimy? Wet? Smooth? Brittle? Stringy? All right, and then the aroma, of course, is all the smells that have going on when you're cooking. Okay, you want to do that for each one. So you're going to have your grilled chicken, you're going to have your sauce, you're going to have your slaw, you're going to have your bread.
All right.
Okay, and then this is just simple. Just make sure you're doing all your checks here, that you are coming in with hitting all of your marks, and you're set.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, it just looks a little different than what I'm used to from before. Just these questions were different from before.
Yeah, we changed them because we felt that we were going to get better responses and help you all streamline your narrative production as well, as opposed to asking some other of those questions that were a little bit redundant and not as useful.
Oh, okay.
Sure, very quickly, if I could jump in, I'm going to share my screen as well. Somebody asked a great question in the chat just regarding the knowledge check. So somebody said in the chat that in the old class, the knowledge check and stuff would tell them what page of their book the information was on. So with this class, we actually have streamlined this or simplified this. You are going to go here to where it says week 1 lesson. And what this is going to do is that it's actually going to allow you to just hit start lesson up here. And this is going to walk you through all the information that you need to answer all of those questions on that knowledge check. And it's a lot more simpler. You just kind of click through it. Some of these things do have maps that you can click on. They zoom in. All of these add a little bit more information here, but it's just a lot more streamlined. Everything for the week 1 knowledge check will be within this week 1 lesson. Week 2 will be within week 2. There's no need for your online book or anything like that. Every single question is in here. And the information is very quick here. So you do have just a couple of things here. You go right through it and you go into the next lesson. There's only like 6 of them or so per, and it just kind of breaks it down for you guys a little bit more. So it's just super easy, super quick to get through this, and you don't need to be flipping through pages and stuff.
Exacto mundo. All right. So Jeremy, feeling good? Everybody feeling good about that narrative now?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, it's
All
just,
right.
just things look a little bit new from before. So
Yeah, totally. So I'm glad you mentioned that. So yeah, and if anybody has any questions about it, just feel free to reach out and we can help you with that as well.
okay.
Yeah. All right, Adrian, you're up next.
Well, hello, everybody. Can you hear me, Chef?
Yes.
What's up?
All right. In regards to this one, is really this one's actually really going to be really fun because I own a barbecue sauce and I make a lot of barbecue sauce actually. So in regards to this is just one like, should I just follow the recipe or go for what I know with the different marinades that I use? Just follow the recipe.
Follow the recipe. We want you to follow the recipe no matter what week it is. You know, unless it's a, you know, an allergy or something, or religious, or not eating pork or something like that, or selfish. Otherwise, we want everybody to follow the recipe as is, because that's the best way for us to give you feedback and evaluate what you're submitting. Obviously, barbecue sauces are going to run wildly different depending upon where you're located. I like to joke about in, you know, the Italian week about bolognese sauce. You know, if you went to Italy and into the town of Bologna and you start knocking on doors asking for recipes, well, every single house is going to have a slightly different variation. Exactly. So, you know, and that's the beautiful part about cooking, right? Or, you know, your salsa is going to be different. This is going to be different. Your ratio of green onion to cilantro that you're putting in a kofta is going to be different. Every household, every street, every city, every corner is going to have those. So this is just really our way of making sure that we're adhering to the recipes and we can give you the best critical feedback, constructive freedom on executing these dishes.
Okay, that's fair. Because I was going to ask about the dry mustard, but I know you mentioned like, hey, no variations. Like you can't use mustard. Like you actually have to use dry mustard. So from there, okay, we're good. I'm gonna follow the recipe and we're gonna make some good food. This is
yeah,
awesome.
and you know what? Also, like I think also a great part of the narrative. That's always things like I love when you know, previous students are saying, hey, you know what? I did this. However, this is how I do it, and this is where I'm from. And love to learn, because it's always about that sharing and learning experience. So feel free to share that information. We love it. Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, hello, let's talk about sweet cornbread versus savory cornbread, or vinegar-based coleslaw versus creamy-based coleslaw. I mean, the fights will start.
Chef, we're not even gonna go there. We're not going to go there.
You see what I'm saying?
We're not gonna go there because we can make some hot water cornbread, or we can make some cornbread with some cream corn added to it.
Oh, I know. Trust me.
I'm gonna follow the recipe and get everything submitted as soon as possible.
All right, sounds good. Love it. Couldn't hear you. Oh, okay, cool. All right, Chastity, you are up next.
Yes. For the coleslaw, I can add carrots as well in it, right?
Yep, shredded carrots.
And then I had another question. What was the other question? Okay, with the test strips that they sent me, the test strips does not work. Am I able to use the Clorox bleach wipes?
Definitely go for that.
My test, they said that my test strips was dysfunction, and I had already called the school to let them know. So I just need to see if I can use the Clorox bleach wipes.
Yes, definitely. And I would also say, you know, if they're saying that those test strips don't work, then ask to get some ones that do work. So.
Okay.
But in the meantime, 100% Lysol or Clorox disinfectant wipes, you'll be all good.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, who's up next? Kashana.
Yes, I was wondering if we make the recipes like different days, do we have to have a self ID for different every day, or just one for the whole thing?
Yes, exactly. Great question. So if you were to execute everything on the same day, one self ID and sanitation photo, totally cool with, right? Even for all of those assignments, if you were to do it all. But if you're doing it on different, yeah, make sure that you are upholding those standards, right? Because even though we're all cooking from home, you know, we want to get into the mindset of I'm walking into a professional kitchen. When I enter my kitchen, I'm ready to go, and I want to be in that mindset. So definitely.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Great question.
One of the things I wanted to just jump in and say very quickly, please do not send us pictures of your feet. A lot of you guys tend to cook barefoot, and as you're taking pictures of your mise en place, you get your feet. We do not want to see that. Make sure that your toes are completely covered. There's a lot of sharp stuff. There's a lot of hot stuff. Like Chef said, imagine your kitchen being a professional kitchen. You're going into work for 2-3 hours or whatever long it takes you to get that cooking done. Make sure you look the part, you're dressed the part, you're protecting your hands, you're protecting your feet as much as possible. Please, you'd be surprised.
Safety first. Don't want to lose a digit. Maricel.
Hi, everyone. Oh, good to see some classmates in here from the day one. Okay. My
Love it.
question is, because I was wondering a while ago, oh, how come I'm late already? Because I thought it was Colorado time, but it's Chicago time.
Correct. It is Central Standard Time, which is Chicago time. Central Standard, not Colorado is Mountain Standard. You want to be on Central Standard Time.
Okay. So my question is, all assignments are due also every Tuesday, 11:59
Yes,
p.m.?
Central Standard Time. Yes.
Chicago time. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And I'm just going to bring this up because it was noted about nail polish, nails, right? In the kitchen. If you have them, you need to be wearing gloves. No professional kitchen will let you work without gloves if you have nails, right? Because we look at nails and you get the debris. Basically, it just, even when I have short nails, I get stuff stuck, you know, dirt gets stuck in there. So with long nails, you want to make sure that you're wearing gloves. And then, of course, polish. I know that there's gels and all that stuff these days, but polish can chip off, and that is hazardous, right? Think about if you're eating at a restaurant and you find you know, a back of an earring in your salad, or a chip of a nail polish that's magenta and you're eating some, you know, it's in your, you know, or purple and it's in your pomme puree, right? It's toxic first and foremost. And secondly, safety. So just make sure you're wearing gloves if you've got nails or nail polish on. Otherwise, you will be getting points off. And make sure your hair, you know, is tied back, not on your, resting on your coat, right? That's just leaves for a chance of contamination. And when we say stuff to you all, it is because we want you to be better and we want you to get prepared for what's coming in the industry. You know, some chefs are going to be lenient that you work for, some are not. But Chef Jerry and I run a tight ship here, and we want to make sure that everybody's on their A game and that we are preparing you to be the best you can be. Because it's taken us getting prepared by others to have those, you know, that understanding of what is expected. So it's just sharing the knowledge.
Very quickly, while I was working at one of the restaurants here in LA, I had the Michelin star chef walk up to me while I was working on the line. He literally came up behind me and said, "What color are your socks?" So I had to show him that my socks were black. He was like, "Okay, perfect. Black or white is all we accept in terms of uniform here." So I was in the clear, but just imagine that you're over there with your baby shark socks that you got because of your kid. They're gonna send you home. So just be mindful of it. Make sure that you're aware of always staying in uniform. Chef coat is nice and clean. We don't want to see it looking like this or anything like that. Just always be professional. What people see is pretty much what they interpret you to be. So if they see that you're coming in with one sleeve all mangled, your chef coats aren't buttoned right, it's dirty, it's stained, they're going to assume that you are a dirty person. And we don't want that. We want to make sure that we're always nice and clean. There are two people in this world that can actually feed somebody something for consumption, and that is doctors that are giving you prescription medication and you guys that are chefs. Nobody else in the world is allowed to tell somebody, here, you can eat this. It's just those two fields. So do be mindful of that. Make sure that you keep that in mind at all times. You don't want to get anybody sick. You want to ensure that, yeah, first and foremost, you just don't want to get anybody sick. Like that's just all it is. So stay nice and clean at all times.
Indeed, indeed. All right. Well, does anybody have any other questions? Nope.
No.
All right. All right. Well, I will just leave this with one thing to say. I think we've got here coming up with Chastity in 1 second, is take a look, though, at the origins of barbecue sauce and what it really started off with. Where did those influences come from? Where did they change? You're going to see that just like we'll talk about barbecue sauces, modifying throughout regions, everything is going to have slight modifications. When different ingredients get introduced, right? Ketchup probably wasn't a part of a barbecue sauce until ketchup was created. So that means it didn't come until the early 1912 or something like that, 1939. Ketchup wouldn't have been in that sauce before. So what did barbecue sauce look like before? Right, you've got that mustard-based sauce coming over from the German influence that came over into the South Carolinas. So remember, like Chef Jerry he was going over the regional cuisine. Regional influences happen from all the vast number of immigrants that live in America and came to America. Right, there's a reason why Italian-American cuisine is what it is. Right, they were trying to make do with what the products that they had here. It's a lot of that being resourceful. And then, of course, thinking about Native Americans and their indigenous products as well. So Chastity, yeah. And then Deborah.
Okay, with the chicken, chef, I can pretty much use any chicken that I want. Like I can use chicken breast
legs or thighs. Legs or thighs. That's what we're cooking.
Legs are there. So can I use like the leg quarters?
Yep, totally. Leg quarters is what the recipe calls for. If you can't get your hands on leg quarters, that quarter split down the joint, thigh and leg combined, you're in the set. And if you can't, for some reason you can't find thighs and you can only find legs, or vice versa, you can only thighs.
Okay, so
fine.
Okay, I think I have some thighs, but I also have drumsticks too. So I can't use the drumsticks.
No, you can't. You can use a combination, or if you just want to use one of them.
Yes, I'm saying like I can use the pack of drumsticks instead of using like the whole leg quarters, because it's like only me and my son, so I don't want to cook like a whole bunch.
Totally. And if you ever need to reduce, also class, reducing recipes by half is very easy. You just want to make sure that you're really calculating and going through each of those lines and making sure you're having everything. And then just simply note that in the narrative. But yes, so if you wanted to make a half a recipe of your sauce as well as the chicken, just note that and go for it. That's fine.
Okay, thank you, chef.
Yeah, you're welcome. Deborah.
Yes, I do have a question. Hi class, hi everybody. Hey, look, so we only meet up once a week per se, right? And so for planning purposes, how many times a day do you all check your, or is there a specific time of the day that you check your emails in the event that we have questions?
I mean, pretty much we are online Monday through Friday, more or less all day. We have we try to get back within 24 hours or as soon as possible, obviously.
Mhm.
But if we're grading, sometimes it's hard to get right back into, a question. We're definitely, we're on. If you send a message at 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night or 8, chances are we're not
Yeah,
on.
the next day, right? Yeah, I got that. I was just wondering, was it like, okay, maybe you check yours maybe 10 in the morning and then you might check it before like 6 in the evening or something. I'm just saying, so I know like if
I check it all the time.
I got you.
Refreshing.
All the time. All the time. Like during normal working hours, Monday through Friday, I'm seeing everything that's coming in.
Okay, because I try to plan cooking my meals at a time that's conducive for like real life time where people up, so that if I have questions, I can maybe get an answer if I get stumped. But okay, I appreciate it.
And there's also always, texting as well, either text or Moodle message. Both of those work. Both of those work well. If you need to get in touch with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Felicia.
Hi, Chef. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Question. What days assignment is due?
Tuesday at 11:59.
Okay. And we have class once a week, right?
Yep, just on Wednesday, starting at 5:30. We go from 5:30 to 6:30. This week was a little bit longer just because we had all that preliminary stuff to cover. And then we hop right into study hall from 6:30 to about 7 or whatever it needs.
Okay, so class is and then study hall follows right after the class.
You got it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anybody else?
I think we're all set.
All righty. Well, I hope everybody's excited. Thank you, Chef. Thank you, class. Chef, is there anything else you want to add?
Enjoy this term, guys. We're in week 1, but every time as we head towards week 11 and 12, I get people that are like, oh my God, this just went by too quickly. So enjoy every single week. It goes by very, very quickly. I'm sure it feels like you guys just started school, and look at you guys are getting close to the end now. So just really, really enjoy this. Take a look at those recipes. Enjoy the techniques. Really make sure that you're focusing on those knife cuts. I've said it time and time again, but it is so crucial. Knife skills are one of the most important things that you can learn. Just having that consistency time after time again. So just enjoy the class, have fun, chime in as much as possible during the live sessions. That's it.
Awesome. Totally. Thank you, everybody. And
so we got a final question, Chef.
All right. Maricel. Oh, just asking if we have another class after 6 weeks?
Nope.
Okay, thank you. That's pretty good to us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, so we don't, in 6 weeks, another class don't, okay, like, 'cause I know that all the other ones I've been in, after we get halfway into this class, we get another class.
Yeah, this one is because there's so much and you're going to be cooking a lot and a lot of different things. You're all set, and that'll come in next block during Farm to Table when you'll start the menus class. But this one, you're just with Chef Jerry and I, and we're going to be going around the world eating tasty food and enjoying. So just get ready to cook it up and eat it up. All right.
And now,
good question, and I'm doing the hallelujah dance.
All right, excellent. Enjoy, everybody. Looking forward to seeing your work, and we will catch you next week. Take care. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.